Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to start our Start by Believing campaign. What I'd like to do to educate all of you a little bit further on this campaign is to show you this 11-minute video. Research suggests that only about 5 to 20% of victims actually report the crime to law enforcement. In the aftermath of a sexual assault, victims make a variety of decisions, including whether or not and how to seek help. Most will seek help informally from their friends and family members. How likely would you be to report to the police, go to the hospital, or seek out a crisis center if the first response you received was, "Well, what did you expect? I told you not to go there"? This type of negative reaction has detrimental impact on the psychological well-being of a victim, causing a delayed recovery and poor emotional and physical health. We need to change our response. Start by Believing is a public awareness campaign focused on the public response to sexual assault because, as I said, the first person a victim will confide in after an assault will typically be a friend or a family member. The goal for the Start by Believing campaign is to improve the reactions of friends, family members, and first responders so victims can get started on the path to justice and healing. By improving our response, we can even help the criminal justice system to hold sexual assault suspects accountable for their crimes. Positive support is critical for victims to become engaged and remain engaged while their case progresses through the criminal justice system. On April 15, 2014, the House of Representatives read a proclamation stating that Arizona is a Start by Believing state, making Arizona the first state to adopt Start by Believing as a whole. The Lake Havasu City Police Department has partnered with the Haven Family Resource Center in order to launch the Start by Believing campaign here in our community. To begin this campaign, every patrol vehicle in our fleet will display a Start by Believing decal on the upper right rear window, and a link to the Start by Believing campaign website will be added to our police department home webpage. My name is Troy, and I'm a sergeant at the Lake Havasu City Police Department. When someone tells me they were raped or sexually assaulted, I start by believing. Make your own commitment today. Chief Doyle.
I'd like to thank Troy for taking the lead with the department on this program. When the Arizona Association of Chiefs of Police came together last year by Chief Gerald Monahan, and we decided we wanted to push the state to be a Start by Believing state and then get every city in the state to. And this is our step in bringing Lake Havasu City into this program. I do want to recognize some of the dignitaries we do have here. We have Mayor Mark Nexon, we have Councilmember Dean Barlow, Councilmember Dave McCatlin, and we have City Manager Charlie Casson here, as well as the Director of the Haven Center, Mary Lou O'Connell. This is a program citywide. This is something that it's very difficult for a victim of a sexual assault to come forward. They're afraid they're not going to be believed. They might be ashamed. They're embarrassed. And what we need to do is we need to encourage these people to come forward. The people that they confide in, they need to start by believing them. And when they come to us, what we can guarantee a victim is that we're going to treat them with compassion, we're going to treat them with kindness, and that we are going to be professional in investigating their case and determining what exactly happened. So this is a very important thing, and we're pushing this out into the community, and we're going to let everybody in the community know that we will start by believing. So, Mr. Mayor, if you would like to come up and read the proclamation.
And I don't want this to sound corny, but it reminded me of a song. It's a new song, country western song, called The Quarterback. And I remember telling somebody that I really liked this song because of the story it told about a young lady and a quarterback, and she was sexually assaulted. And the person said, well, I don't like to hear about things like that, and that song's not going to last very long. And interestingly enough, and unfortunately, the song isn't played very often anymore, but it reminded me of the video about the football players and that the championship was more important than the person that was assaulted, which I found incredibly difficult to believe. So I would like to read this proclamation. It says, whereas Start by Believing is a public awareness campaign uniquely focused on the public response to sexual assault, to change the world and outcomes for victims, one response at a time, and to help victims to access supportive resources and engage the criminal justice system. And whereas Lake Havasu City shares in this critical concern for victims of sexual violence and a desire to support the needs for compassion, healing, and justice. And whereas in 2013, Lake Havasu City Police Department received a total of 27 reports of sexual offenses. And whereas according to the 2010 summary report from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, as many as 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men are the victim of rape, yet most will not report the crime to law enforcement. And whereas according to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, victims are far more likely to disclose their sexual assault to a friend or family member. Each individual's reaction is the first step in a long path toward justice and healing. Knowing how to respond is critical. A negative response can worsen their physical and psychological well-being and foster an environment where sexual assault predators face zero consequences for their crimes. And whereas Lake Havasu City is dedicated to improving the community's response to sexual assault, and the Lake Havasu City Police Department strives to provide advanced training to the entire staff to guarantee increased knowledge and raised awareness for all victim service delivery. Their strong partnership with victim service providers within the community ensures that they respond appropriately to all victims of abuse, and most importantly, start by believing. Now therefore, I, Mark S. Nixon, Mayor of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, do hereby proclaim in concert with the Lake Havasu City Police Department the support of the Start by Believing public awareness campaign, and urge citizens of Lake Havasu City to join in our efforts to change the nation's attitudes about these crimes, because despite the important and unprecedented work being done, there is still so much more to do. Thank you. Mary Lou, if I could present this to you. I'd like to thank